Hello YouTube, Bane666 here. So just a quick little video. I just saw something which made me laugh, and I thought I'd make a very short, quick video commenting on it. But before I get to that, I have to give you guys a very quick history lesson. Some of you may already know this. I'm sure there are many who don't though. But let me explain to you the origin of the swastika. Now, the origin of the swastika is actually in Hinduism. Now, to be fair, there are numerous cultures around the globe who have their own version of the swastika, but the swastika itself originated in Hinduism, and we also see it in Buddhism, which is an offshoot of Hinduism. If you go to a Buddhist temple, you are likely to see swastikas. Now, you'll note, though, that these swastikas are actually square. They're flat at the bottom. This is a little bit important for later on. So what happened was a Russian woman started the Theosophical Society in 1875. Her name was Blavatsky, and she spent much of her life living in India, and Theosophy was largely based on Eastern philosophy and Hinduism in particular. And one of the things that she adopted from Hinduism was the swastika. Now, Theosophy became quite popular in the early 20th century and spread across Europe, and there were lodges everywhere across Europe, basically, many of which were in Germany. And at some point, someone who would later on become a Nazi came across the swastika through Theosophy. I can't remember who. It may have been Hitler, but I can't remember off the top of my head, so don't quote me. But basically, the Nazis adopted the swastika from its use in Theosophy. Although they did make one change, and that is they rotated it on a 45-degree angle. So it's diamond shape as opposed to square shape. Once again, this is a little bit important for later on, but we'll get to that. Now, I should point out that Theosophy and Nazism really have nothing in common apart from their shared use of the swastika, and they both use the term Aryan, although in very different ways. You see, the Aryan race originated in Persia. They actually weren't blonde-haired and blue-eyed like the Nazis would have you believe, but were actually Persian. And Indians are actually partly descended at least, from the Aryans. So once again, this made its way into Theosophy. Although Blavatsky changed it a bit, she had some concept of root races and some kind of spiritual evolution, and the Aryans being somewhere on the left. I can't remember. It was a long time ago I looked into this stuff. But once again, the Nazis came across this, or someone who later became influential in the Nazis came across this and adopted the term, and at some point decided that the Aryans were blue-eyed and blonde-haired Europeans, and whereas the Aryans were spiritually superior to the previous root race in Theosophy, the Nazis believed that the Aryans were genetically superior. So they took some concepts and messed with them and created like a bastardized version which really didn't resemble the origins. But the point of this little history lesson is the swastika originated in India. It's a Hindu symbol. It's also used in Buddhism. The Hindu version, though, is flat at the bottom, in other words, a square, whereas the Nazi version is a diamond shape. It's balanced on a point. So why am I telling you this? Well, I just saw a video from Steve Shives, which really made me laugh, because he sent away to get an anti-Nazi pin. And if you actually look at his anti-Nazi pin, you'll see that the swastika is, in fact, flat at the bottom. Meaning it's not an anti-Nazi pin at all. It's actually an anti-Hindu pin. Why, Steve? Why do you hate the Hindus? Is it because they've got brown skin, Steve? Is that it? Do you hate them because they're not white? I mean, I'm just asking, I don't know, but you seem to have this irrational hate for Hindus, judging by your pin. I wonder if he's going to go around punching Hindus now. Who knows? I just figured it out. It was so obvious, I don't know why it didn't occur to me before. The men's rights movement is huge in India, right? That's why Steve Shives hates the Hindus. It all makes sense now.